What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Summit Streams with Trackstar 3000. That's me. As you can see, we're here for more Forza Motorsport. It's a favorite of mine. Hopefully yours too. If it is, let me get a like, let me get a subscribe. And before we go any further, let's just take a look at this brand new paint job, my new livery. I don't know what I'm calling it yet, but it's beautiful. Somebody even said they would pay for my liveries. Don't tease me. Do not tease me. But hey, you've seen the car. Now let's race it. Today we got two of the most exciting races from weeks 1 and 2. Let's start with race 1. All right, so for this first race, we're at Silverstone, as some might call it. This was a race from last week, 8 laps at Silverstone. I qualified 4th. I really love this track, and I feel like every time I'm here, I just feel like I should be at pole position. But I didn't get pole. I'm in 4th place. So, my strategy here was a deviation from my usual medium tire strategy to maybe unusually running soft tires and then hard tires. People often go the other way around. Start with hard, go to soft. But I'm choosing this strategy, soft to hard, so I can have the better traction tire at the beginning of the race and not lose the leader. It is a huge problem when you let the leader get away from you, because then it's just like open air for them, battles for you. You can't catch up. So I'm going with soft tires onto hard. Not a strategy I had chosen before this race, but hey, the race demanded it. So here we go. Right off the bat, I'm driving crazy. I realize the error of my ways and get back in line. Before we even get to turn 3, we got 2 cars off track from the top 5. Apologies to that Acura. I did not see you there. I'm not sure why you were there in the first place. That was way outside of that turn, but hey, sorry. So far, I'm down 1 position. Not a good start. Not the worst start, certainly not for a first lap on Forza, but my goal was to use my soft tires to like stay up on the leader. I'm not really sure how this person is so far ahead. Waltmatic is already 4 seconds up. I don't know how that is even possible, but he mysteriously disappeared from the race, so I'm guessing there was some like something weird going on with him. But I guess half a lap into the race, I am just now back to my starting position, 4th place. Waltmatic has disappeared, perhaps into the Shadow Realm, as Super GT might say. I'm not sure what he would say about this. But I guess I would say the soft tire strategy has worked so far. I survived the first lap, which is not a guarantee in any race. I have overtaken 4th place. Now I'm in 3rd. Trying to run some good lines here, but not always doing so. The soft tires are my cushion that is allowing me to stay in the top 3 here. So next, we gotta chase down STR Welsh Boy Carve, who's closely following behind Pez of Ches. I'll call him Piece of Cheese. I think that's what he would want. So we got a 0.6 second gap between me and 2nd place, which my goal on these soft tires, they're only gonna last 3 laps. If even that long. So my goal is to be in the lead before my tires have gone bad and pit in the lead. Enter the pits in 1st place. And ostensibly, I would be the first person in the race to pit, which is not always a good thing, but, you know, if there was a strategy that always won, everyone would always do it. So we've overtaken STR Welsh Boy Carve. We're in 2nd, trying to overtake Pez of Ches, Piece of Cheese, and he's not letting us get by without a fight. In fact, he is trying to push us off the track as we speak. We get past him because fighting is not faster. And now it's STR Welsh Boy Carve back at it again. But we make light work of him. Sorry, Welsh Boy. That's just the game. Okay? So we've achieved our goal of getting into 1st place on these soft tires. Now, you know, we want to widen the gap as much as possible. But the actual goal is to just get into the pits before anybody else. To start the video, I mentioned that these were the 2 most exciting races from last week and this week. What makes this race exciting was this was my first time doing the soft to hard strategy. And it produced some very interesting racing, especially after I came out the pits. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you because there's still plenty of video left to watch, but this strategy does put me at a decided disadvantage after I go onto the hard tires. So I'm using up all of my advantage here. And looking at my tire gauge, that advantage is completely used up. These tires are dead. I'm going into the pits. They're following me, which is interesting. I'm not positive that they were on soft tires. So if they were on mediums, they are following me to their own demise. Taking a second to admire the livery. All-seeing eye there. I'm not in the Illuminati. If I was, I would have a lot more subscribers than this. But either way, we have now come out the pits on hard tires with the slower drivers at the back of the pack. This is what I intended to happen. So while being on hard tires is a speed disadvantage. It's a durability advantage, but a speed disadvantage. I'm kind of negating that by coming out the pits among the slower drivers who are not only slower according to their qualifying time, but also just driving on medium tires that are beginning to degrade. They are going to have to pit this lap or next lap. So we've come out behind Kitty Cat Girl 980, and the person in front of her, whose name I shall not repeat on YouTube, past Kitty Cat Girl. Narrowly past that other driver, avoiding a wreck. But doing so, we passed up in the 12th place. So we're making good time here. I have to run these 2 laps really fast as I can. My out lap from the pits and the lap afterwards. Because if I don't pass the drivers who pitted on laps 4 and 5, if I don't pass them while they're in the pits, I'm in big trouble. It's going to be hard to overtake them on hard tires. So coming around, we're passing the pits, and at least for the first lap out, we are successful in getting past the drivers who pitted on lap 4. So back to the track, we got CDK 5187. Keeping up with them pretty good. And now it's time for an overtake. That's what I'm angling for, an overtake here. And that's what I get. Clean, quick overtake. He's gonna try to switcheroo me. Won't be able to though. So now we're moving on to Pickle Popper, 3rd place. They have not pitted yet. No one in front of me has pitted yet, so I basically have a free run back into 1st place. But Pato's 75-75 is unsettlingly far ahead in 1st place. So even though he hasn't pitted yet, it is possible that with this gap, he could still pit and come out in front of me. So again, the goal here is to run as fast of a lap as we can, so that we get out ahead of everybody else, and go into like the middle of lap 6 in 1st place. Alright, so coming around this last turn on lap 5, I'm looking at the pits, I'm passing by dots on the map.
3 laps.
I'm now in 2nd place, closing on 1st quickly. I'm looking in the rear view. 1st place just came out the pits, 1 second behind me. That is not enough of a gap. And I wasn't even thinking about this during the race, but given the fact that this person pitted at the end of lap 5, that means he would be crazy not to be driving on soft tires. So Pato's 75-75 in the Porsche RSR behind me is actually running the exact opposite strategy of me. I think Pato's started the race on hards and is now behind me on soft tires, which is very bad news. I'm trying to hold a lead on hard tires against somebody on fresh soft tires right behind me. So we're gonna have to defend like crazy here. Coming down this straightaway. He's making his move up the inside. We're trying to hold him. He gets ahead for a second. But I get him behind me again. Now he's on the outside going into this chicane, I guess. And we hold him again. Rounding the last corner into lap 7. Now, that 2 turns ago, I'm not gonna say that was the cleanest defense ever, but Patos gets us back with that side swipe. And honestly, he runs away with the lead. I'm not going to do this whole race. I'm not gonna show the last lap, just because nothing changed. We ended up getting second. Whatever. You don't need to see me on the podium. You know what happened. Second place. So that was the race from last week. This week we have short races, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So week 2, well, this week, we've got short races. This one is a nighttime race, 4 laps at Suzuka. Another huge favorite of mine as far as the current tracks in the game go. I think I started in 4th here, qualified 4th. Nobody's pitting during this race, so, and it's too long of a race for me to survive the whole race on softs. So this is just a pure test of racing skill. There is no pit strategy, no tire strategy involved. So yeah, I mean, it's just who's the better driver. I like that. I think I like longer races more because you get to big brain it. No big brains here, just lead foots. But yeah, Suzuka's one of my favorite courses in the whole game. I'm not always good at it, but I love the little S curve toward the beginning of the race. I love I guess it's a hairpin about midway through. And then of course the straightaway soon after that. And this first turn is like crazy. It's weird. It's a weird turn to get right. But we get it right. The S curve may be a different story. I had some trouble here throughout this race. Didn't really get it right until at least halfway through the race. But up ahead, we've got another Corvette, same car as me. So it's literally just a test of skill between the two of us. I love that section too. I will say that it took me I'm just now getting that turn right. It has taken me a long time to master that. Like, not just since the game came out. This is obviously a real track that has been in many racing games in the past, and I'm just now, after years of racing games, getting that turn right. Alright, so we've overtaken, or we're battling with third here, who pushes me off track going into this turn, takes advantage of my loss of traction in the grass, and retakes his third place position. But we're still right behind, getting some bumps from these two drivers behind us. So it's a shootout for podium with 5 drivers. 6 drivers vying for podium. Coming around into the S curves. This, I'm gonna say, this is my worst lap on the S curves. I mean, it's just bad. Like, I don't know why I was driving it so bad. I don't know. But you can see, third place, Bryce J is getting away from me. 5th place is all on my bumper. But I make up for it there. And we're going into the hairpin pretty fast. Coming out pretty fast. No lost time there. And we're now 1 second ahead of 5th place. So, my tuning on this Corvette, I have made adjustments to the gears and to the aero. I believe I've weighted the gears more towards speed than acceleration, except gears 5 and 6. I've kept those basically where they were. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. I've got my gears set more toward acceleration, with gears 5 and 6 more for speed. So, I mean, I feel like that's the perfect combination. It gives me like explosive speed around corners and good top speed for straights. Finally getting these S curves right, but that means nothing to 5th place, because it looks like they're getting it right just as well as me. And I have not made up any time on 3rd place. I just love this the last like 3 or 4 turns, everything out of the S curve up to this point. I love this portion of track, especially in my Corvette with good handling. This section would be hellish in that Ferrari that's like speed focused and could care less about handling. That would be a horrible section for that car, but I love it in mine. But here we go. The race, this is where it gets crazy. This RSR behind me, the pink RSR. caught me on the straightaway. And now we're about to battle. Last lap. So Powerful AJM in 5th place is challenging me, passing me, bumping me. And I let him have it because I'm not going off track for you at the end of the race. No, sir. But I will not leave your bumper here. I think this might be my best lap in the S-curves. Maybe not. But either way, I'm sticking with Powerful AJM. Bryce seems to have maybe lost a little bit of time. He seems closer than he was before. And he is especially closer now after going off track. And it's a race. It is a race. My racer brain at this point was like, oh yeah, here we go. We are now in a fight for 3rd place. Again, my racer brain it's racing. My brain is racing at this point. Coming down this straightaway. Okay, if you've ever played any racing sports, track, swimming, any of that, you know, this is when you're thinking, all right, this is the moment. I have to make my move. And so here we go. We're coming up the inside, getting bumped. 3 bumps. Brake just in time. Coming around maybe a little wide into the AstroTurf, and now it's a sprint. Sprint to the finish with the RSR. This is the closest race closest finish I've ever had. And while he beat me by 0.014 seconds. It was just so close. I had to share it. I had to record the clip on my Xbox so I could go back and watch it. And guess what happens while I'm watching the clip? Just guess. Are you ready? The ridiculousness ensues right here. I got a message from Powerful AJM. Good racing, mate. Sorry for the bump. What? What? You mean the bump that cost me my my podium? How dare you message me and say good race? Come on, bruh. Anyway, that's our race. That's our race. Races. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hey, shoot me a like. Shoot me a subscribe. If you subscribe, hit that notification button. I sure could use it in this season of giving. I previously mentioned doing some private endurance races. And instead of like trying to do an info dump right here in the video, I'm going to post a link to my Discord channel, my brand new Discord. It's really not brand new. It's actually pretty old, but I never told anybody about it. I'm going to post a link to my Discord in the description, and I guess I'll pin a comment. If you're interested in getting in on some private endurance races, these will be long races, like at least I think an hour long. I'm looking to get into some private endurance races as a team. Teams consist of up to 3 drivers. If that sounds like something you're interested in, jump into my Discord so we can talk. Might do some qualifiers to see who makes the team. Not saying we're only going to do one team. We could do multiple, especially if I am not in the top 3 times, because I don't want to bump off the fastest driver to just put myself on the team. So we may do multiple teams, but we'll figure all that out in the Discord. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Hope you all have had a wonderful holiday season. We'll continue to have a wonderful holiday season. And yeah, join my Discord, like and subscribe, and remember, choose happiness every day, y'all. Thanks for joining. Adios.